For about an hour a day, retired Army Chief Warrant Officer Gary Linfoot walks around his home in Clarksville. But for Gary and his family, getting to this point was a long and difficult journey.
That person that went over to Iraq was not the same person that came home, and that person stayed there.
Any war veteran you talk to will tell you, war changes people. But for this former pilot, this was true on multiple levels. It was business as usual in Iraq for Gary on the night of May 31st, 2008.
For me that day, it was just a typical mission, something I'd done hundreds of times before.
On the way to the target, the main rotor drive shaft blew out of the helicopter, causing it to crash.
So hit the ground instantly. I knew my legs weren't working. From there, we just started working on getting the other aircraft in there to evacuate it.
Once Gary was stabilized, he was able to call his wife, who was in Clarksville at the time, from the hospital in Iraq.
He told me that he had been in a crash and that he had hurt himself pretty bad. And I thought to myself, well, you sound pretty good.
But Gary wasn't so good. Doctors determined that Linfoot had suffered a major spinal cord injury.
Upon impact, my back was broken, my co-pilot's back was broken, and I instantly received a spinal cord injury as a result of that impact and the bone breakage in the back.
Next was a grueling 3 months of surgeries, recovery time, and therapy that took the Linfoot family across the globe to 5 different medical and rehab centers in just 3 months. Throughout Gary's rehabilitation process, he and Mary experienced a wide range of emotions.
Shock, denial, despair, anger, helplessness, and then at the same time, then you experience hope because you see things that are going on.
Every day was trying to figure out how the next day was going to be better. And Gary was always very strong through it and pretty much a leader, and we both just really did things together. And a couple times, things were so frustrating, we had to remind each other, hey, we're on the same team here. Let's move forward.
Gary and Mary's youngest son, Hayden, also struggled with the news.
It took a while to get from he's injured to he's never going to walk again kind of thing. So it didn't all happen at once. It definitely took about a year basically to be like, all right, so this is how it's going to be for a really long time.
As the Linfoots navigated their new life, opportunities came from unexpected places. Not long after the accident, Gary received an iBot wheelchair from 3 different veterans groups that can raise him to standing level and even climb stairs. Then in 2012 came a phone call that would change Gary's life. It was an official from American Airlines, and he wanted Gary to demonstrate a new device called the exoskeleton at American Airlines' annual Skyball.
So we went out to California, got trained up in about 3 days of training, and then didn't use it again for a month. Then a month later, we were at Skyball in October.
All 3 of Gary's children were there for his big moment.
And that was the first time in over 4 years that my kids had seen me stand up. So that was a very emotional event for them.
Hayden was videoing it with his phone, and the girls were just crying like crazy, and everyone else was cheering and clapping and very happy. It was very exciting.
First of all, he's walking again. It's almost like a miracle. And also it's like technology is really cool because technology is doing all this really cool stuff.
Little did Gary know, Skyball was just the beginning. Thanks to the generosity of several foundations and organizations, Gary is the first U.S. veteran to receive an exoskeleton for personal use. The suit is not advanced enough for continuous wear. However, Gary typically walks in the suit about an hour a day. The suit works by Gary shifting his weight from foot to foot. The computer will sense that Gary is in a safe position to make a step, and then the suit will make that step for him. Since he received the suit in November, using it has become second nature.
There, just in case of emergency, but he's got it mastered.
Since Gary can't use the suit alone, Mary and Hayden are trained to operate it.
I'm like one of just a few people in the world that isn't an instructor who can operate the thing.
I mean, I knew we could do it, but I was a little nervous and very cautious, and now it's easy and whatever. You know, put it on and we don't even have to talk.
Gary's hope is that the exoskeleton provides a medical benefit to paralyzed patients.
And we are part of a trial. The trial is going to last 1 year. And the goal of this trial is just to see what the long-term medical benefits are of standing and walking around.
Researchers theorize that by using the suit daily, Gary's bone density will actually become stronger. In addition to potential medical benefits, there are also psychological benefits to using the suit.
Being in the exoskeleton, standing up again, being at eye level with people, it's just, you get a sense of, I guess you could call it, get a little bit of dignity back.
And to Mary, being able to see her proud husband standing tall once again is priceless.
When he gets in the exoskeleton and he gets to stand and he gets to walk, it's kind of like winning. It's like, we're beating this thing. This is cool. This is one step closer to, you know, being normal or back to the way things were. It's like a victory.
Reporting in Clarksville for The Bridge, I'm Chris Davis.